today's toy spot, we are having a look at the Diamond Select Toys Gotham Selina Kyle. Of accessories, and you also get the other diorama piece that's going to connect to Jim Gordon's. Before the legend, Gotham, of course, follows the early Jim Gordon adventures, and of course we see Bruce Wayne in a very small, young state before he earns, or I guess inherits, the cowl that would be eventually Batman. Spin around outside the package, we've got an image of Selina Kyle, who I think actually they picked a really good actress. Maybe, I would say, for the rogues, or soon-to-be rogues of Batman. I think they picked a pretty stellar cast for a lot of the characters in the show, and really I think that looks a lot like what could be a Selina Kyle later on in life. And on the back, there is Selina Kyle on top of her diorama. You can see how it connects to the Jim Gordon. I'll show you guys that when we get this opened up. Before the legend, Selina Kyle deluxe action figure with base. Teenager, Selina Kyle survives on the streets of Gotham City by her wits. Stealing what she needs to survive, she managed to stay under the radar until the night she witnessed the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne. Although they come from different worlds, Selina has established a tentative friendship with Bruce Wayne and has helped him investigate the real reasons behind his parents' murder. But their friendship may not survive the differences in their moral codes. This posable action figure is based on the TV series Gotham and features multiple points of articulation as well as a diorama base sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios. To check out more from the folks over at Diamond Select Toys, you can go to www.diamondselecttoys.com. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. But when we come back, we're going to better look at the Gotham Selina Kyle. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just before we have a look at Selina Kyle, which I've actually got her laying down, she just doesn't want to stand for me. Let's have a look at the display stand that comes with the figure. I'll just move all these pieces out of the way. First things first, you have the top of what will connect to the Jim Gordon display, which is this one right here. Let's bring the camera back a little bit. Let's bring it up, actually, I should say a little bit. And what we will do is we'll take the top of, well, what would be the bottom of Selina Kyle's display, and we're going to connect it to that of Jim Gordon's display. And I want to make sure I got this going the right way here. Actually, Spot was a little confused. It doesn't go this way. It extends, it adds on to the existing wall. As you can see, that's how it connects on the back. And you've got that. Then we can go ahead and take the top of the balcony, and that will connect a little easier because it's just going to connect into the holes of the wall. This is something that probably is a lot easier to do than doing it on camera. Let's just pause it for 1 second. I put the balcony on, and actually the balcony sits further up. I originally had it down here. It sits further up, and then I've gone ahead and added the final touches, which are these little support struts that sit underneath the balcony. I've also added the ladder. And Diamond Select have also given you, which I initially did not know what these were, they gave you connector points that these can fit inside the little holes here to connect the two walls together. You don't have to necessarily put them in there if you don't want, but it just kind of keeps everything secure and finished. And speaking of finished, the finished product, the balcony, looks really cool. And I've said this before with Diamond Select dioramas, you could theoretically use this diorama for anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be for Selina Kyle. It doesn't necessarily have to be for Jim Gordon. You could really use this for like a Ninja Turtle scene. You could use this for a Daredevil figure. Anything that would have a proper kind of, anything that would have a scenic diorama like this. You could even put like a Michael Myers there or Jason Voorhees. I know it may not fit necessarily that character, but you know what I mean. You could really put anything there. It's that cool of a display diorama. So really like that a lot. Okay, so let's have a look at Selina Kyle here. Other accessories that she comes included with, well, accessories more pertinent to her as opposed to the diorama. She comes with what looks to be a carton of milk. It's not really much going on with the carton itself. There's no label on it. But you can take it and you can put it into her hand. And it doesn't really sit in her hand necessarily very well, unless you just kind of pry her hands open and just kind of wedge the carton of milk into her hand. But it doesn't really do the greatest of jobs, and one of the culprits being the thumb. You'll find that the thumb will bend on you when you're trying to get the carton into her hand. So much so, I don't know why this is so difficult. You can see that that thumb is warping, so I'm wondering, maybe I'll just leave it off. Which does come with that. That's really all the accessories that she comes with, but the argument could be made because she comes with so much more in the way of diorama that it makes a perfect sense that, you know, they would have scaled back on the accessories that would have come for the figure. As for the figure itself, really like the look of it. The Jim Gordon I was a little iffy on, but I gotta say that it does, the Selina Kyle at least, does look like the actress that plays her. And while it's not necessarily Catwoman just yet, I love that they have little nods here and there to basically what will be the character down the road. So things like the goggles, like her wearing all black, kind of carries over to what eventually will be Catwoman. Face is good. I like the face. Coloring also very nice too on the paint. Very pretty eyes. Yeah, overall good sculpt. Really like it. It's got a leather jacket going on there, which is slightly a more softer plastic. It does seem to have like a little bit of give to it, but not really all that much. It's not like you could remove it or anything like that. Fingerless gloves, and yeah, basically all black. I mean, there's really not a lot of color necessarily. Now, there is basically the black, but at least they've gone and they've put like a lighter gray wash in there, just so it's not just stark black. So I like that. And little accent areas, the silver on the buckles of her boots. And of course, areas like this just help to kind of break it up so it's just not all black. That's what it looks like on the back. Yeah, I like the design of Selina Kyle. And hopefully, again, Diamond Select will continue to release the Gotham figures. So far, all we've gotten is Jim Gordon, Selina Kyle, and the Penguin. Which, by the way, segueing ourselves off, I don't know why I didn't have this guy readily available, but there she is next to Jim Gordon. Yeah, I just find she is a stronger sculpt versus Jim here. I just don't feel like it looks like Jim Gordon, to be honest. And they're good size to one another. Proportionately, she would be a lot smaller than Jim. They contrast very well, and you could have Jim Gordon down here, although his head's going to be kind of underneath. It's a little too short, I'm afraid, for him. You can also have Selina Kyle up here. So some options are available for you. And also, too, the top of the display stand. I mentioned that these little holes fill in, but there's also little holes on the top here, or at least they appear to be holes. See, they're not actually finished holes. I was going to say, like, I don't know why they wouldn't have made holes available that these could have popped through. They could have popped through and you would have got pegs that you could have had Selina stand on. It's just kind of odd that they would not have included that. But at any rate, though, still really love the diorama. In the way of Selina Kyle's articulation, her head is on a very nice ball joint. Shoulders hinge out, as well as rotate all the way around. She has a bend in the elbow, also rotation, full rotation in the forearm, rotation in the hand. She has a waist swivel, ball joint legs, an upper cut to the thigh, which rotates the thigh, double hinge knee, and finally a hinge foot. The hard part with this particular figure is, as much as I love the figure, I feel like I almost love the diorama display just a little bit more. I don't know, it's just really, really cool. And I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking all the possibilities you can do with this. I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking like A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors. And just kind of Freddy, you know, with the syringed needle fingers. I kind of just imagine him being there too. But the possibilities are endless. Diamond Select delivers another solid figure. This one I think I like a little bit more than Jim Gordon. It just looks, I think, a little bit more like the actress. But really excited to see what Diamond Select is going to do with more Gotham releases. Time will tell. In the meantime, today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Diamond Select Toys Gotham, Selina, Kyle. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.